Erling Haaland's move to Manchester City is edging closer and closer. Pep is set to land his number one target. So the price, 63 million, that's the release clause, 4-year deal, it's been reported. 85 goals in 88 games in all competitions for Dortmund. It's a lot of goals, isn't it? Wow. Now, speaking to Jim White and Simon Jordan yesterday, former Liverpool midfielder Danny Murphy, he was talking about Erling Haaland and believes that he will add a new element to Manchester City.
Well, it improves them and gives them a striker who you think is going to... Well, he's a goal a game, isn't he, really, more or less, if you look at his stats. So, yeah, it improves them. He's dynamic, he's strong, he's powerful. It gives them another string to their bow. And also from a financial, of course, it makes sense. When you look at the other deals out there, possibilities, people like Kane, even Mbappe, the Haaland deal at what would you say it was? 63 plus agents' fees, etc. What, you're getting up probably near 100. But he's 21, so in 4 or 5 years, you've still got a very, very saleable asset.
There we go, 21 years old, Erling Haaland, making his way to Manchester City. For you, Darren Bent, what does that do for City?
Yeah, it certainly gives them a different dimension, because we've seen at times this season where I'd say teams have kind of dug in, defended deep, not left a lot of space, and you always think if they had that natural goal scorer that they create, not even a chance but a half chance, someone that could take it. Well, this guy I think fits that bill. I'm really interested to see the dynamics between him and Pep, because when you think about Pep and centre forwards, I think the only one he's had and it's worked, you'd say, I know you had Lionel Messi, but I don't really look at him as a natural number 9. He had Lewandowski at Bayern. He has Zlatan at Barca, that didn't quite work. I mean, we had David Villa at Barcelona, but he put him wide. Even towards the end with Aguero, he kind of phased him out. So I'm not quite sure how Pep wants to work with a centre forward. And this is not a centre forward that can play wide right, wide left. He is an out and out number 9. So I think it gives City a huge advantage, because you talk about a guy that scores goals every single time he steps onto a football pitch. But I am really interested to see how Pep is going to use him.
I'm the same, Benty, because I think he's a proper out and out centre forward. And I agree with you. Towards the end, it was as if, particularly with Aguero, he didn't use him as much as I thought he would and should.
Yeah.
However, I'm looking at somebody like Haaland. I think he probably can kind of drop off and get involved in the general play. However, he won't really want to.
No.
He'll just want to position himself for a finish.
Yeah. But I think with the players that City have got in midfield as well, I know Pep likes to play a certain way, but he doesn't necessarily have to do that. When you've got the likes of Bernardo Silva, if he's still going to be there, De Bruyne, you've got Mahrez, these guys drop into pockets, Foden, Grealish, he doesn't really have to. He can be an outlet, give them an outlet. But honestly, I'm so interested to see how he's going to use him. I hope Pep doesn't do what Pep usually does, which is play him out wide, because there's no point doing that with someone whose numbers are this good.
No, here's the question. You've seen players that have joined Manchester City that haven't necessarily started every game. He likes to rotate. People have to wait for their chance sometimes as well. Do you see that happening to Erling Haaland, or is he you're going in, you're playing him every game?
I'll play him every game.
So would I.
Pep.
I think
left back.
I think Manchester City really have got maybe 4 or 5 players that you think if it's a big game, he's playing them all the time, and that's the goalkeeper, Diaz, De Bruyne, people like that. I think Haaland would come straight into that category, because he will be unique, I would think, in that City squad in terms of what he can bring to the team. And I know he's paid 100 million for Grealish, and Jack Grealish hasn't started, all the games. I get all that. However, I just think Haaland's brings something different to the party.
This is a completely different animal. Jack's went into a team last season where, and this is no disrespect to Jack, but he went in there when there were a lot of players that play similarly to him, and they were quite loaded in them areas. As I said, Mahrez, Sterling, Foden, Bernardo Silva. There's 4 players there before he even walked in the door. Haaland's gone into a dressing room where there is Gabriel Jesus, but hasn't really been consistently picked. He's picked up form recently, but if you look at his time at City, maybe not been as prolific as maybe he should be. So he's got really nothing in front of him, Haaland, and that's the one area people have looked at and gone, if they can get a centre forward, if they can go and get someone who's an out-and-out goal scorer, they could be in business here. But they've gone and got a 21-year-old, one of the best in world football.
100%, Benty. And I think as well, people are saying, why is he going to City over Real Madrid? The one thing you would think, if he went to Real Madrid, there'd be a certain starter, absolute centre starter for the vast majority, if not all the games. I really don't see it being any different. I think that would have come up in the conversation before he signed. Look, I know what you do, and I know the way you play it with rotation with certain players, but I just think Haaland at 21, 22 would have said to Pep Guardiola, look, I get I'm not going to play every game, but come on, I ain't coming here for squad rotation. You know, you look at Salah, who plays most of the games at Liverpool. That would be the kind of scenario that he'd want to find himself in.
I think so as well. And he probably looked at the Real Madrid scenario, and Benzema seems to be getting better. So I guess going into that dressing room, I think there's a guarantee that I don't think he starts guaranteed because Benzema's been brilliant for Real Madrid. I mean, there's all this talk about them trying to get Mbappe through the door as well. He might have looked at that and gone, maybe not there, maybe not. Now's not the right time to go there. But City, to me, it just seems like it's screaming out for that one particular centre forward, and I think that's Erling Haaland to City.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.